just this thing that I had loved my whole life had just been fully ripped away. Someone had asked me about getting kicked out of my theater department. In my department, the way it worked was you had one teacher for the first full 2 years. And then in the third year, you started to branch off and take other classes. But for your first 2 years, it was this teacher's opinion solely. And I wasn't in a cut program, because there are cut programs where going in, you might get cut after sophomore year. That was not the case. There was no reason for me to believe that would ever happen. Mm-hmm. This one teacher, it was really known in the department that he would pick 2 kids every year to pretty much terrorize. And when I was a freshman, I remember who it was in the class above me, and him just saying awful things to our class, to the freshman class, about this upperclassman who wasn't in the room.
That's wildly inappropriate.
Yeah, really insane. It turned out that he was an alcoholic, and we found out that he was very much drinking during class. So I think a lot of the over-the-line things and a lot of the comments he would make, a lot of it came from that.
Yeah.
He just really started to make these horrible comments about my weight, and my Tourette's was really bad at the time, where I've gotten it under control now. He would make comments about my Tourette's and in front of the class. So a lot of my class saw it, but I think the thing that a lot of my class didn't know, and so not a lot of people understood what happened and why I got kicked out, was there were a lot of moments behind the scenes when maybe no one was looking, smaller moments where he would say really over the line things to me.
Like one-on-one, or just in the class with people, but it was
like he would email me and be like, come to my office, and then would just like fucking tear me apart and like be like, I don't know why you requested to sing this song when you're fat. I had really low self-esteem. I was plus size. I had no confidence, and he was really fucking sadistic. Yeah. A lot of students have written letters to the dean about him. Like, there's been a lot that's come out since I've graduated about him as a teacher, but at that time, it quickly went from these little digs to like fully him terrorizing me. He would come to my job in the morning, where I had an on-campus job, and he would come to my job. My job was to open the main student center. Yeah. And he would come in the morning when no one was there and just say, again, heinous things to me. Or if I wrote like a journal entry, he would like throw it at me and be like, try again. Like, just when no one was looking, horrible things. Talk to students. If there were 3 of us from the department standing around, he would talk to them and act like I wasn't standing there. He'd be like, yeah, I wonder what Sydney's going to do in class today. I hope it's not just a complete and utter disaster like it was last week, as if I wasn't standing there. Yeah. Really bad, really quick. And this was the really evil thing, in my opinion. They waited until literally like an hour before Dad was supposed to pick me up from campus. Like, I finished
for like December break.
Yeah. I finished all my finals, all my papers, everything's done. Now the whole class is like ready to go, like have a glass of champagne and then like leave for break. And everyone's like, oh, okay, first semester's over. As I'm walking out of the theater building, done with my last final, they call me into the office and tell me I'm getting dropped. I remember crying, and almost in a way of like relief, because I didn't want to be there anymore. And I just didn't know what it felt like a relief in a way that I didn't have to do this anymore. But It was also really unfair. I gained 24 credits that I had to complete, and I still had to do free labor for the theater department. We had a class called Contract that was no credits, that was 4 hours a day for 1 whole month. And I still had to do that, of like washing costumes for the shows. But when I asked to take like acting on camera for my electives, I wasn't allowed to, because I wasn't in the department. The rest of my college, it was still him playing mind games with me and making me think that there was a chance for me to be let back into the department, and sending me these emails like, I still believe in you and come to auditions, and then I would, and nothing would happen. And one of the biggest things was in sophomore year when we did auditions, everyone auditions, there's 5 shows that go on at one time, and all the directors are in one room. And I was the only person, this is where I'm gonna like start to get emotional, I was the only person in the entire department that didn't get a call back. And it was such this like public humiliation, because everyone knew. Everyone like saw that my name wasn't there. And then when everyone stayed to do their callbacks, I had to leave and go back to my dorm. Yeah. And I had a friend in that room who was doing a thesis who told me later that it was him. Like, there were 2 directors that wanted to give me a call back, and he was like, no. He was like, I don't think that she has what it takes, and I don't want you to call her back. So it was like extremely, extremely targeted. And I have never been like just so depressed, like just so sad in my life, because I had just never really felt like I fit anywhere except for theater. Right. And now that had been taken. They took that from you. Yeah. And I remember one of the most like sad things was when Mom got us tickets for Hamilton, which you remember. And like, I couldn't even sit in the theater Like it really, just this thing that I had loved my whole life had just been fully ripped away and
right. And ruined for you. It
Yeah.
ruined. I do remember, because you and mom have always shared this love of Broadway.
Yeah.
And I do remember you like really vehemently denying the opportunity to go to any shows with her.
Yeah.
Because they had really ruined that for you.
Yeah.
And you couldn't enjoy something you would have otherwise loved because it just reminded you of your experience.
Watching these people on stage and knowing like I'll never have that, not because I tried and failed, but because like I just can't even imagine going back to that space. And I just equated my department with the entirety of like the entertainment field, and I was like, I'll just never have that. And I felt so rejected by that community that like going to any of the, I couldn't watch American Idol, I couldn't go to any Broadway shows, and it like just fucking ruined me. I've never been like so lost. And then just to think back and remember that like when it started I was 17. There's nothing that I could have possibly done to deserve that from a full grown man as a 17-year-old girl. Like it just was fucking crazy. And that's something that really has to change. Like, that's why I talk about it, is because it does have to change with these departments of just getting away with murder and calling it like weeding out the weak and saying it's subjective. Like, you're abusing teenagers, and that is what it is.
If there was someone in a similar program right now who is struggling, what would you say to those people?
I would say don't be afraid to walk away. If you are in a department and you love it and it's really giving you something, great. Go through the training. A lot of the training is useful. I do still use some of the training that I got my first 2 years. But if it's ruining your love for the reason why you're paying to be at a school, don't fucking do it.